Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, I've come to Totnes and I'm walking along the river to Sharpham, hopefully, on a bit of a scouting mission. Just stopped because I saw this structure here. Someone having fun in the forest here. Well yeah, don't know what I'm going to get today. Not been here before. Let's see what we can get. Well, I found my first subject. There's a buzzard sat on the branch on that tree just in front of the green bank. Been sitting there a while. I'm just waiting for the light to light up that hillside behind him. A lovely view down the river from here. As you can see, he was quite some way away. This is at 70mm. So with my 350mm lens I was going to struggle. But you can see the light coming through the trees, which was what I was waiting for. So as he flew in, you can see he's ruffling his feathers up. So I took this photograph just as he was settling on the branch. But I really had to crop this in. This was at 350mm and then cropped in even closer. Same with this, still at 350mm. And I've used a little bit of sharpening on his face. And a little bit more colour. Well, I'm just going to take a record shot down the river here. Lovely view. Just waiting for a bit of light. Not sure of the composition yet, but I'll take it just as a record. Maybe come back another day. As I said, this is just a scouting trip. Well, even though this is just a reference shot, it's quite well composed. Even with the branches coming in from the top right. And as you can see, the light on the hillside in the midground and the background make a quite nice image. Well, before we move on, I thought I'd explain a little bit about what I'm doing with the camera. As I'm on a scouting mission, I've put my longer lens on. This is a 70 to 350mm lens. And I've got the camera on one of my settings. What I'm actually doing, I've got it on auto ISO and I'm controlling the shutter speed and the aperture. However, I've got the aperture at the moment wide open on this, which is about 5.6, and I've turned the shutter speed down to 5/100th of a second. What that means is with a zoom lens I can capture anything that happens quickly, like a buzzard flying by, small birds, and the aperture will give me a soft background, hopefully. Also I've got it on continuous autofocus and I'm focusing on a centre spot. Don't want it hunting around, just want to press the button. Right, let's go see. Well, as you can see, it's a lovely spot. Just walked down this tarmac path and it looks like it's going to continue, but it's taken me through the forest, instead of through the woodland. Lots of dead trees, plenty of bird life on those, and now we're coming down to the river and some reed beds. So let's see what else we can find. So I took another reference shot so I could study this later. Just like the way the river's snaking into the distance. But as you can see, there's all those reed beds and trees, plenty of interest. So I'll look for locations to go back to. Well, the unmistakable sound of a stone chat. I was lucky enough to get this chap perched on this small seed head, and all the colours match and blend together. Well, I just stopped to film the reeds in the wind here, and a few guys came along that are rewilding this area. They've been doing it for the last 2 years. Really interesting what they said about the area, and that these reed beds wouldn't have been here 200 years ago because of a wall the other side of them. But it's a lovely spot and they're doing a grand job of it. So I set the tripod up by the path, and I took this reference shot to start with, and then just looked for subjects that would be nice with the reeds in the background. And I like the layers in this going back to the hillside behind. This was the first subject I found. Lots of trees in amongst the reeds that were dying, and this one just seemed to stand out. And then looking at the reeds themselves, this pano of the lines of the seed heads and what I think is the creek through the middle just made a really nice image. Well, I found this footpath that leads out into the reed beds, which with a bit of luck, never know what I might find. Camera at the ready. Well, a little bit windy down here just at the moment, but I can imagine this place early in the morning with the sun shining through the reeds. Really nice. Well, that's a trip I'll have to plan. I'll look at the weather and use photo pills to work out where the sun's going to come up and where the best shots are going to be. Something for the future. While I was down in the reed bed, I took a few shots through the reeds, and there were a few seed heads that just lent themselves to some nice images like this one. Using a shallow depth of field, I can then blur out the background and isolate the seed heads. Or like this one, just looks straight across, and I've focused in on the middle, so the background and the foreground are blurred out, but it's a nice, pleasing, layered image. Well, thanks for joining me again. Probably only a short video this week, but a great scouting mission, and I'll definitely be back here again early one morning. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week. But for now, cheerio.